So how does that differ than creating somebody else's experience? Because it sounds like you're almost you're influencing that other person.
You are influencing it, but there's a difference between influencing it and creating it. Now, let's say that teacher had really had her feelings hurt or was having a real strong struggle about something else and had a very dominant negative vibration going on. So these people focused the pink light and made themselves feel entirely different and changed their ability to perceive. But the teacher was still so wrapped up in what was going wrong that it did not actually cause any great shift. So then the only benefit would have been that those projecting the thought felt better. Because 99% of every creation is complete before you see any physical evidence of it. We would say that in most cases, you do not see a turnaround quite that quickly. This person was clearly teetering right on the edge of this. And there are a lot of people like that. All of you are sort of teetering on the edge. When you really, really want something, the absence of it is really, really bothering you. And so most people have the ability to have your influence, and you are being influenced by those around you. Jerry has said for a number of years that if you don't have goals of your own, you become part of others' goals. And we say, if you're not deliberately offering your vibration, then law of attraction is matching you up with whatever vibration is dominant within you. Now let's talk about this, because we've not discussed this in this way before. This is a powerful leading edge question that will take us into a place that we have not been as clearly before. So we're talking to you about the mix of vibrations within you. And we're acknowledging that you can be focused here in your body, in your now reality, and offering a vibration where your inner being and who you really are is over here offering a different vibration relative to this subject. And how you feel indicates your alignment with that. But you're not the only one with the only scale out here vibrating. Everybody around you has got their own scale and their own vibrational mix. You're really a sort of mixed bag of vibrations. So let's say something's happening globally. It's in the news, it's in the airwaves, it's on television, it's activated in a lot of people. So there's a stronger than usual vibration about something that's gone right or something that's gone wrong. Usually if it's on television, it's something that's gone wrong, because they have learned that it's easier to motivate you to watch them if you're worried about something than if you're joyful. If you're joyful, you're out in the yard playing ball. If you're worried, you hunker down and watch for news about... So the vibration, let's say, a strong stream or current in mass consciousness is one of worry. Well, you can tell by the way you feel as an individual whether that worry is in alignment with who you are or not. And we have to say to you, it's not in alignment with anyone. So when some event happens and a lot of people are watching a lot of television and watching a lot of catastrophe and reading about it and beating the drum of it and putting music behind it and so on, what happens is larger numbers of people get separated is too strong a word, but it's not a bad picture, separated from who they really are. So you're sort of hanging out there on that raw and ragged edge just a little bit. Well, under those conditions, if someone were to be having a negative experience around you and you were to be near them, law of attraction would make you more of a part of their negative experience than it would have been if you hadn't let this global event activate something within you. In other words, the more things are happening globally, the more it is of value for you to focus more specifically, because the potential of being influenced by whatever's happening in large numbers around you is a very real potential. You see, it's why people who really want to feel good often sort of hole up and don't get around others until they reestablish their stability. So you can't get inside of another and offer the vibration, but you can offer a vibration so powerfully that when they observe it, if there's any inkling of that vibration within them, it may activate it within them. And almost everyone has the capacity or potential of being activated into ecstasy or activated into agony, because you've all had enough experience that there is enough vibrational memory within you. That's why it really serves you to focus specifically. Jerry and Esther watched a little bit of the television program The Amazing Race. And there were several families that were all different in personalities and different in their interpersonal dynamics, and some of them were just bubbly and positive and nice to each other and complimentary to each other, and others of them were just sarcastic and caustic and rude to one another. As Esther watched one family, she said, if that was my son, I would have drowned him when he was really little. In other words, nobody should behave like that. It was shocking to listen to the way this teenager was addressing his mother and his father. But as the television program unfolded and more of them found themselves not where they wanted to be in relationship with the goal or the game, more of them got out on that raw and ragged edge. And Esther began to notice that the bright, shiny, happy, always positive family was frowning and scowling and arguing and bickering and not being as nice to each other. And she thought, well, the other family didn't change that much. They were mean to each other when they started. They were ornery. They just say what they feel, and what they feel is out there. And the other family was making an effort to feel better, but when the circumstances changed, almost no one was able to maintain their good feeling. The conditions in almost every case controlled how people felt. And that really is what our message is about. We want you to be out here on this leading edge and be so convinced in your ability and in your desire to feel good that you become impervious to what's happening around you, so that you are only influenced by this powerful beam of light that is calling you to who you really are, you see. And there's a big difference between feeling the calling to who you really are and trying to push away from the evil or the things that you do not want. And once you play with this just a little bit, you begin to feel that. Talk about a power of influence. Talk about a signal of influence. Talk about a stream of well-being that is sucking you in a powerful direction toward well-being. It takes so much more effort to stand in resistance to that than it does to just give in and go with it, you see. Yes.
Yeah.